the speech live that you can listen to there.
It is 19 minutes past 8, and for decades, the best-known faces in America have chosen to weigh in with their thoughts, their endorsements at election time. This time around, think Beyoncé and Kamala Harris, Hulk Hogan and Donald Trump. The polling company YouGov recently found that more Americans think celebrity involvement in politics hurts American democracy than helps it. So how important are those celebrity endorsements in presidential campaigns? Can they really shift the dial? Mark Harvey is Associate Professor at the University of St. Mary in Kansas and author of Celebrity Influence, Politics, Persuasion and Issue-Based Advocacy. He explores that question for us.
You can't start a fire without a spark. This gun's for hire, even if we're dancing in the dark.
Yeah, that was Bruce Springsteen. He appeared at a campaign event with Barack Obama and doing quite a bit of campaigning for Kamala Harris lately. Made his first appearance back campaigning for candidate John Kerry a long time ago, so long-term Democratic supporter.
We all have a role to play to make this a reality. We're all part of something much bigger. We must vote.
So Beyoncé made an appearance on Friday with Kamala Harris that did not go unnoticed by Donald Trump. Trump seemed to be a little bit put off that Beyoncé would make this appearance with Harris. Seemed a little bit upset that he were dancing and having a good time, at least a little bit defensive about that.
Joe Biden is asleep. Kamala is at a dance party with Beyoncé.
One thing I think is really interesting and maybe applicable in this situation is the role of identity. And I think that's one reason why the Harris campaign is not just deploying Beyoncé everywhere, but she's actually putting Beyoncé in Houston, which is her hometown.
Haley, Memorial, Southwest Side, North Side, all the way down to Mo City.
And in that way, she can identify with the audience in a way that a typical celebrity would not. That's why Harris is also deploying Julia Roberts in Georgia, Eminem in Michigan, probably trying to make that personal connection with those audiences.
I'm not just MAGA. I'm dark, gothic MAGA.
One of the most high-profile people to support Donald Trump is Elon Musk. And of course, he is super rich and super famous. But for those of us who study celebrities academically, we don't exactly put him in the celebrity box. Why? Because we generally know that rich and famous people with lots of money tend to be pretty influential. So there's not really anything that interesting in that question.
The only thing I see in here are a bunch of hard-working men and women that are real Americans, brother.
So if we're talking about celebrities, there are a few who have come out on behalf of Donald Trump. He had a Madison Square Garden appearance the other night where Hulk Hogan spoke. Hulk Hogan also spoke at the Republican National Convention. Kid Rock is another really high-profile person.
Let me see where you're at. Say fight, fight. Say fight, fight. Say fight, fight. Say draw, draw.
The irony is that Trump tends to be critical of the idea of celebrity endorsements themselves. These people are a little more unconventional, so it makes for a bit more of a consistent message from the Trump campaign standpoint.
And we have some breaking news right now. Taylor Swift, and a picture of her and her cat. She has just posted that she watched the debate tonight and that she is endorsing Kamala Harris because, in her words,
Swift has been quite influential when it comes to trying to get people to actually show up. There is one example of a time where celebrities, or a celebrity anyway, was very influential, and that was Oprah Winfrey in 2008 supporting Barack Obama versus Hillary Clinton in the 2008 election, where he went on to become the candidate for president that year.
There are those who say that Barack Obama, they say maybe this isn't the time. Maybe we need to wait 4 more years or 8 more years.
Another example of identities at play has a lot to do with the Harris campaign trying to court the Puerto Rican vote. There are lots of Puerto Rican communities all over the United States, and especially in swing states. While Harris is out there trying to court the Puerto Rican vote, we have a split screen where Trump at Madison Square Garden has a comedian up there who refers to Puerto Rico as an island of trash. And the next thing you know, Bad Bunny, a very high-profile Puerto Rican pop star,
Dime, esto es lo que tú querías. Yo soy fino, esto es trap de galería.
with 46 million followers on Instagram, now has endorsed the Harris campaign. And from that standpoint, that may be a really significant thing. But it's important to remember that celebrities are not infinitely influential across lots of issues. They certainly can't convince people to change their mind on extremely set-in issues. Like Taylor Swift is not going to convince anyone to change their mind on gun policy in the United States because politics is so polarized in the United States. Looking at Donald Trump or Kamala Harris is a lot like looking at those more extreme issues where it may be much harder for them to persuade people to vote for one person or the other.
Mark Harvey there, Associate Professor at the University of St. Mary in Kansas. And now, at 26 minutes past 8, here's Mike with the sports news.
Nick, thank you. Good morning.